Good morning, everyone. You're watching Barnstable this morning. Joining me now for our new Community Profile series is Jerome Karter. Jerome is the Executive Director of the Cape Cod Symphony and Conservatory. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
You know, really interesting. You're planning on retiring. You've been Executive Director since 2006. You're planning on retiring in June. Talk to me a little bit about your work over the past few years with the Cape Cod Symphony and Conservatory.
Yeah, well, first thing is that people ask me, what are you going to do in retirement? And I say, well, I've already retired once from a job, so and it was great, so I'm going to do it again. I am looking forward to the end of June. In the meantime, there's a search going on for my replacement, and it'll be fun to see who they pick and whether or not he wears yellow ties or that kind of thing. But it's been a fantastic experience for the last almost 9 years to see the changes and all of the things that we've been able to do with the symphony. And one of the things, of course, is you introduced me as the Executive Director of the Symphony and Conservatories. One of the things that happened is in 2010 we merged the Conservatory together with the Symphony, and that was a very big moment.
Why was that step taken? Why is that so important for the organization?
You know, it's a natural connection. When you think of kids and development and music, and they all go together. To bring that together with the Symphony's organization, to be able to flow kids from that young experience into the professional level of music and all that exposure means. It's just very natural to have that kind of a link. And one of the things that grew out of that is the development of a youth orchestra, which is now really one of the major accomplishments that we've been able to see happen as a result of this merger. 40 kids are in that now, and it's growing. And also a youth choir, Cape Youth Choir, which we've developed. All linking together, and you know, we've used these kids in our regular concerts. We have side-by-sides of rehearsals with the kids in the youth orchestra and the full symphony orchestra. So it's a magnificent experience.
Wow, sounds really exciting to give the kids on the Cape here an experience like that. Certainly an amazing opportunity. I want to talk to you a little bit. I know the Conservatory or the Symphony has been growing over the years, and in popularity, and this has sort of led to the need for a new space. So I know one thing that's been in the works is looking for that new space, and you're very involved in that. Talk to me a little bit about that process.
Yeah, that's a great process, an important process, important for the Symphony, important for the town, important for the Cape, important for everyone really, for this community. We started working on that about 2 years ago, created a separate 501c3 nonprofit to help push this along. And one of the first things we did was to do a feasibility study. You know, does this make sense? Can we do it? Can it stand on its own 2 feet? And luckily, the answer out of the feasibility study, which took about 9 months and very serious work with a highly qualified outside consultant, the answer was yes, you can do it, but it's going to be work. It's going to take obviously some money to put it all together. So where we are now is we're on phase 2, which is to do some really in-depth work to look at sites. To design the structure, to really confirm that all of that will, in fact, come together, can come together. Can we raise the money? And of course, the other thing is an economic impact study. If we do something like this, what's the impact on the town, on the state, or on Cape Cod? And we know from experience that these things have a major impact, a very positive impact on the economy.
Yeah, this can be sort of a driver for, dining out. So when someone's going to go to the Symphony, they're also going to maybe stop out and purchase dinner at a local eatery. And really, in some cases across the country, facilities like the one that's being proposed has really helped boost a neighborhood and really improved a lot of neighborhoods.
Well, the most amazing example, of course, is Lincoln Center in New York City. When they created that, the west side of New York, it hardly existed. I mean, it existed, but not in its form now. And that became the catalyst for change that, went up 40, 50 blocks. It's just incredible. I think it would have the same impact here. So that's why we're hoping to be able to put this idea and this performance center somewhere in Hyannis, and we hope that the town will love us for doing it and find many ways to support it.
Let me ask you this question. Over the last 9 years working with the Symphony and Conservatory, tell me a little bit. What was your favorite part of that job?
That's a great question. I came from the world of reinsurance, which is probably something that not a lot of people are familiar with, but ended up somehow on the board of the Symphony, and the next thing I know is I was executive director. Being that close to great art is one of the most exciting things that's ever happened to me. I always loved music. We always went to great orchestras and great performances. When I lived in New York, and I lived in Europe for 18 years, and of course the opportunity was all around all the time. But to be this close to it, to be able to attend every single rehearsal that I did for over the last 9 years, not because I had to, but because I loved it. Because I love to see the development of the product and the change. So to be able to be that close to it and to have an impact on it, and to be able to join together with our great artistic director, Jung-Ho Park, and develop the programs, and to think 2 years ahead. So what are we going to do in 2017? Who are we going to hire? What kind of a show are we going to put on? To be part of that is something that not everybody has a chance to do.
I want to ask you this question too. You're going to be passing the torch, so to speak, in June. You'll be retiring in June. What do you hope for the organization in the future as you head on to retirement?
Well, first of all, that the dream that we started talking about of building that performing arts center, that can really happen. Realistically, that takes time. It's still going to take a number of years, but it's very important. It's very important for so many reasons to have that identity, to have that opportunity to play in its own hall. Where we are now at the Barnstable Performing Arts Center is wonderful, but we are bumping up against each other because the drama department there wants the stage more, and we want the stage more. Well, there's only so many hours that are available. So that's one good reason why we need to make a change. But there are many more, because we think we can put on many more performances and that we just don't have space for now. So that's one of my big hopes. And of course the hope is that it carries on and keeps building in the great way that we have built it over the last 9 years.
Wonderful. I thank you so much for coming in and sharing with us all about your time with the Conservatory and Symphony. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Jerome Karter is the Executive Director of the Cape Cod Symphony and Conservatory. For Barnstable This Morning, I'm Sarah Mannel.